Well, good afternoon and welcome to Macedonia Park for the match of the round in round 8 of the National Premier League's Men's New South Wales as Wollongong Wolves host Sydney Olympic. The home side have had a resurgence in form as of late, while Olympic find themselves in a deep rut currently. With ambitions higher up the table, today's 3 points will be hotly contested. My name is Tim Gibson. Let's have a look at the teams. And starting with the Wolves, Daniel Solski is in goal. Number 5 is Banri Kanaizumi. 8, Sebastian Duarte. 9, Ryan Lowe. 10 is Flynn Madden. 13, Tate Russell. 16 is Lucas Trajcevski. 18 is Kazuya Yamamura. 21, Liam Ball. 24 is Lachlan Scott. And number 25, Alex Mashivecchio. Over to the Olympic team, and Josip Orlovic is the goalkeeper. 3 is Samuel Bosniak. 4, Josh Hong. 5, Ziggy Gordon. Number 9 is Marko Arambasic. 16 is Bailey Callahan. 21, Yuta Kimura. Number 24 is Ben Geisen. 30, Josh De Silva. 31 is Yuto Fujita. And 34 is Marcus Fernandez. Matthew Harris is the referee, with the Wolves playing in their red kit, while Olympic in the blue. And we're about ready for kickoff here in what's an important game for both teams in terms of a test as to where they'll be at the end of this year. The form would say the Wolves are on, but Olympic have plenty of quality and are very much a sleeping giant as we get underway. And an early slip from Olympic, but still gets the ball away on a pitch that was ruled out of a game yesterday. But here in Wollongong we've had a lot of wind and a lot of sun, which has seen this game go ahead. That's flicked on, which Solski will claim. Still, the pitch might be a little soggy out there, but it has had plenty of sunshine and wind, as I mentioned, to help to dry it out. Wolves with some early possession. Olympic not pressing just yet, happy to stay in their shape. This is perhaps something new for the Wolves. Most teams have come here with an intention to press a bit more aggressively, but it looks like Olympic are happy to sit in their shape. We'll see how it plays out as that ball flies out of play from Kanaizumi's long ball. Ball forward for Aaron Basic to chase down. Solski gets it away to Ryan Lowe. Chooses to drive that ball towards Trajcevski, who will be in a foot race and get there first. But a bit of a slip, and that'll go behind for a goal kick. That ball from Ryan Lowe, who's slotted into the centre-back position alongside Kanaizumi, as the Wolves continue to try and find solutions in the absence of Dylan Ryan, who's serving the last of a 3-game ban today. He's given away in midfield, and Olympic can try to break forwards now. Good touch, though, from Trajcevski, and they can move it away through Scott. Laying ball back towards Trajcevski. Sebastian Duarte. Yamamura, nice work, and can take it down the left side. Tries to drive and across, headed away by Gordon, only as far as Flynn Madden. That will deflect and spin into Orlovic's gloves. Touch for Ben Geisen, who of course is playing his former team. And here's a good move down the right now. Aaron Basic's cross that will fly away. Ben Geisen was a regular feature of this Wolves team last year. Missed out on the Australian Championship squad and subsequently made the move to Olympic in the off-season. That ball will be floated forwards for Duarte to chase, but he's run out of room on that side. As I mentioned, very much a contrast in form for these teams. The Wolves have won 2 of their last 3 games, most recently a hard-fought 1-0 victory, a late victory against St George City. But it's built them a little bit of form of late, which in contrast to Olympics' run is putting them in the driver's seat for this one. A 4-game losing streak for Olympic coming into this game. Sees them at the foot of the table. Nice turn from Madden. Here come the Wolves. It's driven out to Masciavecchio. Duarte working hard for that overlap and gets the cross in. It's spinning around and cleared away only as far as Madden. Run from Tate Russell and it will find the fullback. Cut back towards ball. That's blocked. And Geisen can come away with it. Back to Geisen. And some neat move this for Olympic down the right. Aaron Basic goes past low, and here's Aaron Basic running in. It's clipped in, header back, but still not falling for Olympic. And appears like Ryan Lowe will need some treatment. Could be some trouble this for the Wolves youngster, who's been playing so well since he came into the defence. He started the last 2 games for the Wolves, and in that time they haven't conceded a goal. Looks as if the Wolves might have to make a change. Marcus Beattie warming up. And they will have to make that change, the Wolves. It's an early blow, just 7 minutes in. And it will need some form of a readjustment in the back line. Looks like Yamamura will drop into partner Kanaizumi and Beattie occupy a midfield role, something he did extensively for the Wolves last season, playing more centrally. And we'll restart with the Wolves in their new shape, but it's another defensive injury for Wollongong. Something they could do without. They will get Dylan Ryan back next week from suspension, but for the next 80 minutes or so they'll have to deal with another makeshift backline. That ball's tried to be pushed out to the left, but referee gets in the way. It'll be a drop ball to Olympic. Hong goes wide to Geisen. Knocks it back towards Ziggy Gordon. Nice ball in behind for Aaron Basic, who's offside. That one nestles in the back of the net, but mistimed run. One of the other big issues for Olympic has been goal scoring. Only scored twice in the last 4 after what was a flying start in terms of goal scoring with 8 in the first 3. That big win over SD Raiders, the key contributor. But nonetheless, there has been a lack of goal scoring from the side this season. And here is Trajcevski. Nearly over Gordon, but ball will go up for it. Still there, Tate Russell with a shot that's blasted into the defender. Orlovich takes control and clears it away. Aaron Basic, good interception, but it'll fall back to the Wolves. Olympic aren't exactly keeping them out at the other end either. Conceded the most goals in this competition as Liam Ball breaks through the middle and can keep going. Ball gets a shot off and flies wide of the post. Lovely run from Ball. Who's been getting some more minutes lately. He earned his first start for first grade of the year last round against St George City. In fact, hit the crossbar off a cracking effort. Beatty, nice spin, and he won't get the foul. It'll be a throw-in the way of Olympic high up the field, and an opportunity for them to try and get some territory. Duarte, that's going to be a goal kick. Despite the efforts of Marcus Fernandez. In fact, for Liam Ball, his last first grade start before last weekend was against St George City in the middle of last season. Here's Russell, clipped in for Trajcevski, plays it on for Ball. Nice touch, and they can try to break away here, Olympic. Fujita goes back to Hong. And that ball's driven long, and it'll be something for Solski to deal with, and he gets good contact on the ball. A little bit of a miscommunication between Duarte and Solski. Nice ball from Bosniak. That pass is sent over though by the defender. Ball in for Liam Ball. Switch of play towards Duarte. The wind will work against the fullback, but he can find it on for Mashivecchio. Here's Scott. Tries to flick it past Geisen. Good tackle from Duarte. Wollongong press well off the throw-in. Aaron Basic's touch. Lovely footwork, and that ball can be switched wide. Masivecchio on for Scott. Trajcevski can try to take it away. Working hard to keep a hold of it, Trajcevski, and does so. Yamamura tries to find Tate Russell. It's going to be Liam Ball to chase down this left side for the Wolves. Here come Olympic. Through Fujita. Cut back, but can only find the Wolves midfielder Madden. Duarte back to Yamamura. And it's pressed well by Hong. Madden keeps a hold of it. Under pressure. Kanaizumi. That ball flies over the head of Tate Russell. Wozniak will find Gordon. Geisen. Gordon drifts it forwards. Solski chooses to kick it out rather than take the risk, as it looked like the ball might not spin out of its own accord. Just in the last couple of minutes, Olympic starting to get a few more throw-ins up the field. Here's Scott. In for a challenge with Geisen, who wins out. Nice work by Geisen, and he can carry on down the right. Gets a cross in, deflected. It'll be a corner. Cross comes Fernandez to take this. Delivery in towards Ziggy Gordon. The header not on target, but a sign of what Olympic can provide in attack. They've been relatively compact and patient in picking their moments to go forward. Set pieces could be a useful route towards goal for them. Here's Geisen. Nice touch back to Fernandez for Hong. Geisen flicks it over the top. Here's Callahan. Solski able to grab that before Fujita could get a touch to it. Here's Russell. Kanaizumi. Nice pass for Liam Ball. Scott drops in. Nice touch to spin away there. Forced back inside. Scott can carry on. Out for Yamamura. Goes wide to Duarte. Numbers in the box for the Wolves. Choose to be patient. Here's Madden. Finds Ball. Not a bad idea in towards BT. They'll have to restart here, the Wolves. Wollongong trying to step up the pace. Duarte wrestling to keep a hold of it and does so. Geisen steps in to win it. Trajcevski, he comes away with it now for the Wolves as Madden can try to clip it towards Russell. Alert defending, and it's Olympics' turn to try to break forwards. Here's Fujita down the left. Goes around Madden and can make his way into the box now. It's not a bad cutback either. Ball clears it. Scott will battle for it with Bosniak. And it's going to be a Wollongong throw-in. Starting to see Yuta Kimura get a bit more of the ball in midfield for Olympic. And it was good work from Fujita as well. But here's an opportunity to go the other way through Fernandez for Aaron Basic. Beatty working back. Fernandez finds Hong. Gordon goes for a switch of play, and it's a great pick out for Fujita. Fujita cuts inside still. On for Fernandez. Out with De Silva. Good tackle by Trajcevski. And another strong challenge, and Scott's got it for Wollongong. Switched play for Duarte. Mashivecchio's further ahead. And then Geisen with some determined work to get back in and block the cross. Almost lovely footwork from Sebastian Duarte. Bit more control now for Olympic. Having kept it tight for the first 20 minutes. Nearly midway through the first half now. Still 0-0 between the teams. Here's Geisen in an advanced position. Drops it in for Aaron Basic. Back to Geisen. Looks to pick out Fujita and does so. Clipped in towards Aaron Basic. That ball bounces wide. But another good moment for the away side. Ball not moving with a great degree of speed out of the back for the Wolves. And Olympic more than happy to wait for the ball to progress rather than pressing. Madden. Scott tries to get a touch, but was a little heavy. That's another pass that goes astray from Kanaizumi. Been a few of those towards Russell that have either floated over his head or been misplaced altogether. Nice move from Josh De Silva. But that ball's given away. Trajcevski tries to switch it. Duarte in for a challenge, but it will be Olympics ball. Ziggy Gordon looking for that switch. Tate Russell, though, deals with that for the Wolves. Here's Kanaizumi. Nice pass into Scott. Tried to flick it on for ball. Here's Bosniak. That touch is a little loose. Tate Russell wins it. In for Trajcevski, but cleared away. Kanaizumi direct into Scott. Here's Liam Ball facing forward. Scott now cuts it back for Trajcevski. Liam Ball can find Madden. Madden for Kanaizumi. Is Russell. Madden in for Scott. Trajcevski's touch. Just getting a bit of joy, the Wolves, when they can fire it into Scott's feet. Yamamura switched out. Fujita deals with that comfortably as De Silva gets a touch, but they're going to have a bit of difficulty playing out there and concede the throw-in. Here's Yamamura for Duarte. That crosses straight to Orlovic. Couple of easy catches so far for Orlovic. His defence has been pretty solid in front of him so far for the former Sydney United 58 goalkeeper, who's getting a run as a permanent first grade player, having played most of his games for the under-20s at United 58 last year. Nice work from De Silva. And he'll win the free kick as well. Still waiting for their first clean sheet of the year, Olympic, but they're being pretty resolute so far, which is a good sign for them. Come down the right. Fernandez. Of course, coming into this game off the back of a 4-0 loss to the Wanderers, and by the 22nd minute in that one they were 2-0 down. Already an improvement on that today. They've had a couple of good moments as well in this game. Tackle from Trajcevski, who's been very busy at the top end of the field, getting challenges in on Olympic players. That's another example where he's brought the ball away. Madden switched out for Masciavecchio, who'll have a hard time keeping that in. is Gordon. Hong. Duarte's header, but doesn't fall for the Wolves, but they'll try to press here. Hong gets the pass off. Here's Callahan. Nice work. Ball from Geisen towards Fujita. Takes it around Solski, and all the time in the world to put a goal in. It's 1-0 to the visitors. They've been patient in this game and have been rewarded for it. And they take the lead. And it's a valuable lead for them, given the run they've been on. Have shown good intentions in this game. And on the half-hour mark, have a lead. Lovely touch from the winger to bring down Geisen's ball. His ball. Forwards now to find Scott. Scott back to Madden, who goes for a shot that's sent over the bar. Yuto Fujita, it's his second goal of the season. Having scored against Spirit in round 4. Featured extensively in football in Japan. And has made an early difference in this game. And now with a bit of momentum, Olympic can try and grab a second goal. Aaron Basic's ball isn't bad. Here's the goal scorer. Here's a shot and it's off the crossbar, saved by Solski onto it. From Kimura. And there's a touch from Kimura back to Fujita as Kanaizumi knocks it behind for a corner. Good spell this for Olympic, and a second goal would put them in a commanding position in this game. It's looking so far so good for Olympic, and here's a set piece opportunity for them. Here's Fujita, different angle. Scott heads away, and that is skewed well wide from Kimura. Madden. That's given away. Aaron Basic can go forwards, and Fujita's got heaps of space again on the left. Still shifting inside. Aaron Basic. Aaron Basic with a shot that's blocked. Out for Fernandez. Fujita crossed in, deflected. Tate Russell heads it away. Out to Josh Da Silva, and they'll recycle possession, Olympic. Wozniak. Wide to De Silva. Here's Ziggy Gordon. Wolves starting to press, but Hong gets the pass off. Gyson couldn't get it under control. Here's Russell. Nice touch from Fujita. Scott working back and wins the tackle. Olympic do well to get out of that situation. Can they grab another one before the break? There's a little under 10 minutes of regular time to play. And they've been holding the Wolves out well after that initial 20 minutes where the Wolves had most of the ball. That's changed a bit. And now Olympic are the team who would look the more likely. Forwards for Gyson. Both flanks have been a great source of ball progression for Olympic. Here's an opportunity to cross. Yamamura spins it behind, and that'll go for the corner on the far side. Being taken on this corner. It will come into the box now. Ziggy Gordon again attacking it at the near post. BT clears it, but not convincingly. Fujita's ball in. Solski gets a punch to it. Kimura out to Wozniak. It back inside for Aaron Basic. Nice pass. Here's Fujita into the box. Goes on the outside, spins back, but Yamamura deals with that confidently. Here's Beatty the other way. Kicked the way of the Wolves. Can the Wolves try and get back up the field? The last few minutes have been all Olympic since their goal. It is a bit of a rotated side for the hosts, which has been the feature of the last couple of games, with a few of the younger players as a part of this Wolves squad starting to get some more minutes. And just spreading the load of what is not a pretty thin Wollongong team in terms of depth right across the park. That's good work over the top for Fernandez. Yamamura deals with it. Trojcevski gets a touch, but there's no one in midfield for Wollongong. Here's Aaron Basic the other way. Good tackle from Duarte. Madden for Beattie. Wide for Ball. Here's Lachlan Scott. Back wide for Ball. And was that a foul? No, it's play on and no call really from anyone. Good tackle from De Silva, who's having a strong game at fullback. Here's Aaron Basic. Trojcevski winning the ball again. Play on through Russell. Madden for Beattie. Beattie still with it, Scott. Good tackle from De Silva once more. Here's Liam Ball picking up a pocket of space. Cleared away by Callahan, who will get the ball back. Left for Geisen. Here comes Callahan. That ball has gone out of play. 3 regular minutes to play of this one in the first half, and whatever stoppage time as well. Hasn't been the most high intensity clash. That ball's in behind for Trojcevski. Great ball from Russell. Nice turn as well, and clips it towards Scott, but won't fall for Welcome back for the second half at Macedonia Park. It's the visitors, Sydney Olympic, leading 1-0 over the Wolves. Yuto Fujita's goal around the half-hour mark is the difference at the moment. The Wolves have made a change at half-time. Liam Ball has been taken off in place of Sebastian Hernandez. Here's an early chance for Scott in the box. It'll be a corner. Spirited start from the Wolves to this second half with the intention of grabbing a go at an equaliser first and then a go-ahead goal to get back into this game. Had a bright start as well to the first half, which fizzled out. Madden's delivery. Out for Masciavecchio with a lovely shot and a brilliant goal. Dream start to the second half for the hosts. And what a way to score. A sensational strike there. Zipping half volley into the top corner from Masciavecchio. And the Wolves are back level. Second goal of the season for Masciavecchio, having scored against Sydney FC. And from an Olympic perspective, they've been so disciplined defensively, but there's not an awful lot you can do to keep that one out of the net. Here's Fujita. De Silva. Solski collects. It all came from winning up, and it just popped out to Masciavecchio with a sweet strike. And now can the Wolves find that momentum? Here's Hernandez, willing to be direct Hernandez, and that's a foul. It's his second foul of that nature, and it will be the yellow card the way of Josh De Silva. And that shows what Sebastian Hernandez has come on to do, and always willing to run at his defender. And it's a set piece for Wollongong. Madden. No one back post for Wollongong out as far as Duarte. Nice touch from Duarte, and it'll be a free kick on the edge of the box. Good spell of pressure this for the Wolves. This one from a much more shootable angle. Yamamura will take this. And could he complete a super start to the second half? Here's Yamamura, drives it wide. Wasn't a bad hit. Just bounces past the right post. Pressure still for the Wolves, just 5 minutes into this second half. Hernandez. Hernandez with a shot that's sent over the bar. Will perhaps relieve a bit of the pressure on Olympic. Bosniak for Da Silva. Fujita. Scott holds on to it, tries to find Hernandez. Still the pressure comes. Here's Madden. Flynn Madden going forwards, looking for an opportunity. Trajsevski couldn't get anything on that. It was a bit of a collision between Wolves players on the edge of the box. And it's given away once again. Here's Madden for Trajsevski. That touch bounces up, but he can carry on and find Madden. Hernandez. Hernandez still going and dropped in nicely, but Ziggy Gordon's headed that away. Madden again, but no one in the box for the Wolves. Madden still going. Da Silva's challenge. Kanaizumi not mucking around with that one. Olympic with a bit of settled possession, which they perhaps need after a sustained spell of pressure from the Wolves at the start of the second half. Here's Sebastian Hernandez, able to run once again at Da Silva. Goes on the outside this time and does well. He's been grabbed back there, Hernandez, but stayed on his feet. Olympic already preparing a change. Just 8 minutes into the second half, they're already going to make a sub based on how the first few minutes of the second half have played out. Everyone back defending for Olympic. Kanaizumi's header. Still there for the Wolves as they can get a shot off. It's Scott who tries to shoot, but Gordon got in a block. Tate Russell. Da Silva. And now it's wide for Fujita, who can play it back towards Aaron Basic. Beatty reacts fastest. Duarte wide for Trajsevski. Tries to find it into Maciavecchio. Orlovic. That'll spin back and Beatty will get his head to it. Firm challenge from Callahan. Madden wins the header. Scott. Nice touch from Scott. Madden can carry on and find Hernandez. This is the situation the Wolves want down the right. Hernandez again running at Da Silva. Gets a shot off and it's spun in. What? The Wolves have the lead. And it was one goal in the first few minutes, and they've added another one to turn it around. Just about 10 minutes of the start of this second half. Big deflection on Hernandez's shot, and there's the change. Josh Da Silva will come off. Liam Saba. So the change at left back. Was that move again with Hernandez down the right. And it's a complete turnaround for Wollongong in the space of a few second half minutes. Is Fujita though towards Aaron Basic. Solski lets that roll behind for the goal kick. What a change it's been, bringing on Sebastian Hernandez onto the right wing. That directness and pace, just able to breeze past Da Silva on a few occasions. Just isolated one-on-one too many times. Da Silva. Trajcevski for Beatty. Hernandez this time is held up, but will still have the ball high up the field. Now here's Hernandez. Goes for an early cross this time. Orlovich with a good catch. Basic is going to be flagged offside. Bit of a miscommunication at the back for Olympic, but they get away with it. Fujita down the line, but short again. Tate Russell back to Hernandez. Wollongong pressing with greater intent than they did in the first half. It's a foul from Tate Russell on Fujita, and that'll prompt a yellow card from the referee. Provided a bit of an outlet in the last couple of minutes. Fujita already has a goal to his name in this match. The opening goal in the first half. Starting to see more of the ball in the second half. It was a theme for Olympic when they were able to get Fujita in a bit of space down the wing, help them get up the field. It will be his delivery into the box now as the visitors look for an equaliser. Solski gets something on the ball and Masivecchio with a nice touch away. Will be forced to go back. A nice turn from Aaron Basic. Aaron Basic into the box, but Kanaizumi does well. He stayed down though. The defender will play on through Geisen. Tate Russell comes away with it. Looks to burst past Hong. Forced to go back now. Madden. Wide to Hernandez. One-on-one with Ben Geisen. A bit of help provided by Callahan though. Doubling up now. Duarte. Back from Madden. In for Masivecchio. Madden with a shot. Another corner. Delivery goes short. Masivecchio in for Scott. Scott. Madden was probably thinking he was offside. As the Wolves try that set piece move. Here's Fernandez. Finds Geisen. Ball in, headed away by Kanaizumi. Olympics attack can carry on. Yamamura with a good interception. Here's Russell. Beatty now. Here's Madden. That ball overhit though. And there'll be another change for Olympic. It's going to be Yuta Kamura coming off. Max Luberic is coming on, and the other tactical tweak that I've noticed for the Wolves is Tate Russell has gone into midfield and Marcus Beattie to right back, probably in recognition of the fact that Russell's on a yellow card, and that doesn't bode well up against Fujita, who's shown the pace and trickery to cause issues. Wouldn't want Russell picking up a second yellow card or put in an awkward position where it's not able to make a challenge. Still the Wolves in control at the moment on the scoreline, and there's Hernandez again trying to accelerate away. The free kick won by Fujita, who's demonstrating not just his quality in attack but also willingness to track back and put in challenges there, and on that occasion win the free kick. BT sends that one out of play. Still with Olympic. That cross will be caught by Solski. Rolled out for Sebastian Duarte. Tate Russell space on the other side to find Hernandez. And Fujita again with a challenge. Here's Hong. Able to turn on this occasion and play forwards, but Kanaizumi's won that. Still going Kanaizumi to find Trajcevski. Wide is Scott. Didn't have the numbers forwards there, the Wolves. And Fujita has slipped away down the left side. Aaron Basic goes down, but won't get anything out of that. Looks like Wollongong have got another change at being readied in Felipe Diagostini. Kanazumi wide for Hernandez. Bit of space for Beattie. Sebastian Hernandez tries to find Beattie and does so. Hernandez for Trajcevski. Yamamura, Russell. Vecchio, that pass was a little loose, but luckily no one closing in for Olympic. Hernandez finds Scott. Back to Hernandez, but it's Fujita again. Kept in though. Here's Trajcevski. All still in the Olympic box. They've eventually come away with it. Tries to drive a ball for Aaron Basic. Take it up the right side now. The Wolves have stayed in play for a decent amount of time. Here's Hernandez. Uses a bit more of that speed and clips it in, but Olovic catches it. Out towards Geisen. Nice touch from Geisen. Callahan. Olympics' turn to get a bit of ball up the field. Nearly crawls out of play, in fact does. And see that change. Will be Lucas Trajcevski to come off in place of D'Agostini. D'Agostini, who started back-to-back games in the previous two before this afternoon's game. Still waiting for his first goal. Found the net plenty of times when he was playing in Queensland, but yet to see that goal scoring here. Madden under pressure, but gets the pass off. Kanaizumi wide for D'Agostini. Back to D'Agostini, but it's Mascivecchio who takes over, cuts back. And it'll still stay for Scott. It'll be Scott's turn to try and create something. Back for Tate Russell. Goes for a shot, Tate Russell, but didn't have the power. Aaron Basic with a push in the back on Kanaizumi. It's Yamamura who tries to catch Orlovich off his line, but goalkeeper was in position. Hernandez brings it down nicely. Mascivecchio back to Hernandez, and it'll be Geisen who'll need to track back. For Madden. Yamamura. Nice play this from the Wolves. Here's Duarte forwards. Back for Scott. Space for D'Agostini on the other side. Chooses to try and clip it in behind. It'll be a corner though. Wolves have been knitting some neat passages of play together. That one not coming off though. Mascivecchio, that cross deflected. Beattie, wide for Duarte. Duarte back across. Offside though. Dyson down the line for Callahan. Fujita down the line for Liberich. Kanaizumi clears it away. Challenge between Scott and Bosniak, and Scott's come away with the ball. Chops back inside. Out for D'Agostini. Hernandez back to D'Agostini. Here's Hernandez and back to Duarte. Basic again calling for a foul. Been a frustrating afternoon for the striker. Hasn't had a great deal of service. Had a good scoring record at Sydney United 58 last season, but this year hasn't been as prolific. Three goals this season, but none since round 5. Russell out for D'Agostini. Shifts the ball inside and finds Duarte. Back with Tate Russell. Advantage stays with the Wolves. Madden on for Vecchio. Cleared away by Bosniak. Another set piece for Wollongong, and in their second half they've managed to stay in control and keep the early momentum going. Madden towards Yamamura. Nice touch and clipped in, but it'll be another corner. Everyone back defending these set pieces. Madden floats it out for Vecchio. Nice touch, but it's given away, and if they can get the pass right, they might be able to break away Olympic. Hernandez for Callahan though, but that's back to the Wolves through Kanaizumi. Down the line for Scott. Duarte for Tate Russell. Good work from Scott and almost clipped back in for Russell. Lovely spin from Scott. Wide to Tate Russell. Hernandez has just wrestled him to the ground, but will play on through Russell. It's still in the Olympics box. Can they get it clear? They do eventually. Kanaizumi tried to slip the ball in for Vecchio, but didn't come off. Duarte clears it and has seen his boot fly off. And Olympic look to be preparing 3 changes. Bit of a longer stoppage for the retying of the boots. Presumably will be added on regardless of the delay. Ready to continue now. Agostini finds Mashivecchio. This is a good situation for Wollongong. Hernandez, wide right. Takes his time as Olympic players get back, but he's skipped around him. Clipped in for Scott. Couldn't make contact with the header, and been a collision between Scott and Geisen. And now we'll see the changes. One of those is Fujita coming off. Aaron Basic as well, and Josh Hong are the changes for those who've come off. And coming on is Georgios Luka. And just about played out by Bosniak. Here's the opportunity. Ball goes wide. Jung Yong Kim is the other change, so a swap in midfield. And Brooklyn Malia is also on. He'll play on the wing. So those are the changes for Olympic as they look to get back into this game. Still just a goal in it, so plenty of time to turn it around. But really, after a frantic 10 or so minutes, the pace of the game has fallen back into what has been a slower tone. And here's a shooting opportunity, or it was for Fernandez. Still with Olympic though. Here's an opportunity and a shot that almost troubled Solski. From Luka. Kanaizumi switches it out, but it's been cut out. Olympic will look to come forwards. Pushed wide for Marley up. Now here's Olympic's chance into the box. It's a cross or a shot. Either way, it's been blocked. Hernandez will need to accelerate away if he can. Doesn't have too much support with him, and surely obliges with the free kick. There's Georgios Luka tracking back and fouling. Wollongong conscious of the time. Just 5 regular minutes left, plus whatever is to play in stoppage time. Tate Russell's free kick. Russell's ball is deep towards Kanaizumi, and it'll be a goal kick. Whether it stayed in or not, he managed to get the header that hit the side netting. BT wide to Mashivecchio. Scott. Great hold up from Scott, and he's got options on the other side. Tate Russell. Over the top, and it's Sebastian Duarte rather, who's after that. Geisen, good sliding challenge. Agostini will chase that with Scott offside. Here's Tate Russell. Touch gets away, and Olympic can go the other way. Yamamura tries again to lift the ball over the top. Solsky for Hernandez. Had a bit of time to potentially bring that down. Tried to flick it on. Now here come Olympic. BT wins that. Go back to Solsky. Can Olympic find an equaliser in what remains? They've shown a couple of promising signs with the introduction of a few more attacking players. Here's a shot that'll tip narrowly over. From Marcus Fernandez. Had a good shape to it, but ultimately fell over the bar. Here's Geisen. Gets a cross in. It's a header that's not going to trouble Solsky. Hernandez inside for Tate Russell. Nice touch, and it's on for Sebastian Hernandez into the box. Goes first time. Mashivecchio with an awkward height for him. That ball from Hernandez. Marcus Beatty gets a foot in. Who, of course, was an early substitute following the injury to Ryan Lowe. Vecchio finds Madden. Can the Wolves finish off their opponents? Ball trickles away for the corner. Vecchio. And they can't play it off. Hernandez's pass was a little loose. Vecchio again. And once more, it will be a corner as we head into additional time. Scott Scoops it through and he can carry on, but it'll be brought back for a Wollongong free kick. Scott gets an early touch. That pass for Madden was misinterpreted, but he'll take the ball away here, Scott. Good challenge. Still under pressure, Olympic. Put in from Vecchio, and Olympic can walk their way up the field. Izumi clears it. D'Agostini brings it down nicely. Hernandez on for D'Agostini. Bosniak with an important challenge, but it's given away. Vecchio can race forwards and picks out Hernandez, who goes for an early shot. Sends it over the bar. Be too much longer of this game, it seems, and it's the Wolves preparing another substitution. Duarte back to Beatty, who'll just have to try and clear it away. Still with Beatty. He'll stay with Olympic high up the field. This is a good moment for them, but Izumi can clear it. And that will be an offside. Will be the substitution now. Lachlan Scott to come off, and it will be Dylan King to play out the remaining moments. Solski will fire this up the field. It's a little short though. Olympic hack it up the field, looking to try and snatch what would be a last-second equaliser. Here is Marcus Fernandez, pushed wide now. Dylan King gets a foot in. So does D'Agostini, but won't stop Olympic from coming forwards. Siggy Gordon wide. That's a ball in for Liam Saba. Duarte clears it. And that's full time. The Wolves with a narrow win, 2-1 over Sydney Olympic. My name is Tim Gibson. Thank you for tuning in.